Hello everyone, this video will cover Module 9. So Module 9 is a continuation of our comparison contrast essay. You will be working on some additional assignments related to finding sources and evaluating them. And so the assignments are not necessarily directly related to the essay, but you will be using the same topic that you are for your comparison essay if you've chosen that one so far. So the module is, and if you're following along with the course at a glance, these assignments were actually listed for Module 8 originally, but when I started to put this together, working on these units, I realized it would make more sense for it to be here. So you have two assignments that you're going to be working on, both related to source usage. The first one's a documentation assignment. You've had some readings, and the readings in this unit are same page numbers as the ones that you reviewed for the quiz. So now you are taking what you reviewed for the quiz and you are putting it into practice here. And this is solely for practice purposes, mainly so that I can correct smaller issues that students have when they're using sources. So what I'm expecting is basically exactly what this document looks like. So when you pull up the example, you'll see exactly what it should be looking like. You'll have two sources listed. Actually, yeah, you find two sources. Make sure it was the same number. Two sources listed, and then you're going to provide an example of a quotation from each source and a paraphrase from each source. The quotation, I expect you to start with what's called a signal phrase, which is that phrase in front of the quotation that provides the link back to the source itself on the works cited page. So you can see that what I've started my source citation with is what I'm going to use in the sentence to cite with, and that also would be the thing that I put in parentheses if I do my citation at the end. So you're practicing the two styles of citation. The one in the sentence is called a signal phrase. The one at the end of the sentence is called an in-text citation. And then you're also practicing those works cited entries. Make sure that you're doing things like formatting titles, using the italics for website titles, that kind of thing. Make sure that you're getting the quotation marks in there correctly. All of that stuff is what I look for, making sure to just kind of correct what students are doing at this stage, because use of sources is critical in academic classes in college, but is often something that students don't have a lot of practice with, and so they end up just kind of doing whatever. And when you're not following the specific style that the class is asking for, you can end up losing a lot of points on assignments as a result. So making sure that you're just aware, this is the MLA version, and so we're just practicing MLA here. You can use sources that match the topic that you're thinking about for your comparison essay, and then that way you're not doing a lot of extra work. Same thing with your Finding Academic Sources discussion board. So I've got some ideas for you just in general how to find academic sources. I've got a link to the databases. If you remember the Allen Library databases, we've got quite a few. These are sources that we pay for our students to be able to use, and so they just have a big collection of different types of sources that you can have access to, from ebooks to articles to films and that kind of thing. So if you search for, I'm going to do Republicans and Democrats as my topic, as my example, you'll see several versions of this. And so if I'm just going to search for my topic just overall, then you can see how many different sources there are. And then I want to limit it to full text online to make sure that the sources that pull up are ones that I actually have access to. And then there will be a variety of different types of sources. Some of them may be too far off what I'm interested in, and some of them, like if I wanted to do some decided that. Like if I wanted just some encyclopedia type information, that would work. So what you're going to do for this assignment then is the discussion board asks you to go in and post 3 sources about your topic. So you're just posting 3 sources first. And it really does not matter what you do. As far as the post is concerned, you just need to include the information for how a student can access it. So I've just searched for like Democrats, so I think I'll probably do the Democrat Party website. And so that, that would be a good source to, the guy in the middle. And so all you're doing for your first post then is just posting the source itself. And then I'm going to make sure that the URL is in there so that students can access it, and then I'm just going to post it. I don't need any other information. I'm just going to post the source like that. That way, somebody can go in and reply and do the evaluation post. You're going to post 3 sources. They need to be posted separately. So do not post them all in the same post, because then only one student will be able to reply to that. And so there's the potential of 3 replies that now only one person can reply to. The trick with this is you're posting 3 sources. You only need to do 2 evaluation posts. The only issue happens when students either don't go in and post their sources, or they post all their sources in one entry, and then there's not enough sources for other students to actually go in and evaluate, because there's you cannot have more than 1 evaluation post per source. And the reason is because the evaluation post should be about the same for the same source. So you are evaluating that source based on authorship, sponsorship, purpose and currency. You are not necessarily telling the person whether or not they should use this source. It is mostly just an evaluation of the different criteria. So if there's, like, obviously the Democratic Party does their own website. Close out of that. But there aren't specific authors for different pages, and so it's all the Democratic Party does the entire website and sponsors their entire website. It's going to be really up to date, but it's also going to be really biased because it is their own website, so they're not going to include things in there that are negative toward their party. Just different things like that. The currency is how new it is. The purpose is what they're trying to do with it. In the case of the Democratic Party website, they're trying to get people to join their party. It's going to be a lot of positive stuff about their party, that kind of thing. So your response posts will be underneath the post about the source. Now, if you get into this assignment and there are no more sources that need an evaluation post, send me an email immediately and I will post some more sources for you to respond to. Somebody can do this one if you want. That's fine. But that way, that's the only issue with this discussion board is if we don't get enough students posting enough sources early enough, then we get kind of bogged down with the assignment. So that is the module. If you have any questions, feel free to send me an email. Otherwise, have a great week.